Alright, in this video, I go back to the PS3 and finally get the Platinum trophies for the Dragon Ball Z games that I missed getting last time. In this video, I'm going to be starting with Budokai HD Collection. The Budokai HD Collection has a total of 43 trophies and it covers 2 games instead of 1. Being Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 and 3 with a new HD remaster, making it look a whole lot better than it did back on the PS2 and the other platforms it came out on. Sadly, this game does not cover Budokai 2 because in my opinion that was my favorite Dragon Ball Z Budokai game until like Budokai Tenkaichi 3. As well, with this new HD remaster, it gives the game a whole new soundtrack and got rid of the old iconic music that it originally had back on the PS2. I'll stop yapping now and let's hop right into the first of 2 games, starting with Budokai 1. Budokai 1's story starts from the very beginning of the Saiyan Saga and goes all the way to the end of the Cell Saga. Starting in the Saiyan Saga, Goku is put face to face with Raditz, where Raditz then kidnaps Gohan and Goku teams up with Piccolo to go get Gohan back. After taking down Raditz, Piccolo has to charge up his special being cannon, and my job is to hold Raditz still by doing this challenging minigame that every Dragon Ball fan struggled with in their childhood. After holding Raditz still for a certain amount of time, Piccolo fires off the special beam cannon, defeating Raditz and Goku in the process. After the cutscene, I get my first trophy. For now, this game skips over all the fights with Goku not being involved, and we skip all the way to the part where Goku gets revived and having to go fight Nappa. After defeating Nappa as well as Vegeta uses his trump card, turning into a Great Ape. However, instead of fighting a Great Ape, the goat Yajirobe comes in clutch and cuts off Vegeta's tail, de-transforming him. The last fight in Saiyan Saga is a fight between Vegeta and Gohan. After defeating Vegeta with the Spirit Bomb, Vegeta retreats and the Saiyan Saga is over. Moving over to the Namek Saga, instead of starting with Gohan and Krillin, we instead continue as Goku, with him training in the gravity ship on his way to Namek. These next couple fights are pretty much the tutorial, you could say, of the game, learning how to deflect Ki Blast, win clashes, and with the final fight being having to fight a clone Vegeta. Finishing off the clone ends Goku's training and he's ready for Namek, with me getting another trophy in the process. Goku then arrives on Namek to find that the Ginyu Force is destroying Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta, so Goku has to step up to save them by fighting Recoome and Ginyu. And then after the first fight with Ginyu switches bodies with Goku, and then I have to fight as Ginyu. After getting Goku's body back, I get my trophy for defeating all the Ginyu Force. The story then skips to the first fight with Goku against Final Form Frieza. Defeating Frieza with the Spirit Bomb, then he comes back wanting revenge and explodes Krillin, causing Goku to transform into a Super Saiyan. After defeating Frieza again as Super Saiyan Goku this time, the chapter ends getting me the trophy for defeating Frieza as a Super Saiyan. After defeating Frieza as a Super Saiyan one more time, the Namek Saga is concluded, moving on to the Cell Saga. Moving into the Cell Saga, Frieza, who is still alive, comes back to Earth with his father, and a mysterious Super Saiyan arrives to defeat both of them. Once Goku arrives, the man tells Goku that he is from the future and his name is Trunks, and he is Bulma and Vegeta's son. As well as Goku is going to be dying soon because of a heart virus that he contracts. And most importantly, 2 androids are going to be shown up in South City 3 years from now, and they will kill every one of the Z Fighters. Trunks, after giving Goku the information, he leaves and goes back to the future. We then skip 3 years into South City, where Android 19 and 20, who Trunks warned us about, shows up and starts ravaging the city. The first fight is against Android 19 as Goku, and we win the fight, but however, we also lose because Goku's heart virus Trunks warned him about is starting to take effect. After this fight, I earned the viral heart disease skill, which will become a crucial point in me getting more trophies later on. As well as we get a trophy for finishing this chapter. Goku is saved by Vegeta, who is now a Super Saiyan, and destroys Android 19, but however, gets destroyed by Android 18 afterwards. We then move on over to the lookout, where we find that Piccolo and Kami found that there is a person called Cell who was absorbing people in cities. So Piccolo and Kami decide, because of how much of a threat Cell could be, to fuse into one, gaining Piccolo a new transformation and making him a whole lot stronger to go fight Cell. After Piccolo fights Cell, Cell retreats and I get a trophy for fighting Cell. The next trophy I don't get is until the Cell games, after Gohan turns into a Super Saiyan 2 and Cell makes us fight 7 Cell Juniors back to back. After fighting 7 Cell Juniors, Cell steps up himself and I have to defeat Cell. After Gohan absolutely destroys Cell, Cell spits out Android 18 as well as a trophy. Cell decides to blow himself and the planet up, but Goku steps up to take him away. Cell comes back later on, however, because of his main villain plot armor, and I have to fight him another time as Gohan and Super Saiyan 2. After finishing off Cell with the father-son Kamehameha, the Cell Saga is completed, finishing the main story of Budokai 1. However, there are a couple more fights still I need to do in the story to get other trophies. The first one is back in the Saiyan Saga, where instead of playing as Goku, I am now playing from Piccolo's perspective. After fighting Raditz, I have to do a different mini game where this time I'm the one charging the special beam cannon. I did mess up on this a couple of times, but after getting it, Raditz and Goku are then finished and I get a trophy. Moving a year later, Nappa and Vegeta arrive on Earth, where again Piccolo is having to fight them. Starting with having to fight 7 Cybermen in waves, again just like the Cell Juniors. After that, I have to fight Nappa, and in the end, saving Gohan, Piccolo dies, and I get a trophy for finishing the Saiyan Saga as Piccolo. The last fight in the Saiyan Saga is me playing as Vegeta, where I have to fight Goku, Krillin, and Gohan. I failed this on my first attempt because my health from each fight carries over and I do not regain health. So after beating all 3 of them on my second attempt, I get my trophy for completing the Saiyan Saga. Sticking with Vegeta for now, we move into the Namek Saga, where I have to fight both Zarbon and Dodoria, and me unlocking both of them after each of their fights. After unlocking the characters, I get a trophy for unlocking all Frieza squad as playable characters. Continue on, I play as Vegeta for 2 more fights against First Form Frieza, and another one where he's in Final Form. After that, we switch over to Frieza's POV, where we have to fight Gohan and Piccolo in my first form, and then using my final form, fight Vegeta again. Goku then shows up, but he turns Super Saiyan right away, and if you guys can't tell by what's happening so far, this is as like an extra story, and it's a what if in a way. Taking down Goku, I get a trophy for finishing the Namek Saga. Going to the last saga, we start with playing Vegeta again, and having to fight Android 19 and 18, unlocking both of them after their fights. Then skipping to the point where we have to fight second form Cell, Vegeta shows off his new transformation. After the first fight, Vegeta lets Cell go absorb Android 18, getting into his final form, and then me having to fight him, and after winning, I unlock Trunks after the fight. We then switch to Cell's POV, where I have to fight Android 16, unlocking him after a fight, and then getting a trophy for all playable androids unlocked. Cell tries to absorb Android 18 and become perfect, however Krillin jumps in the way and we change Cell into an orange-ish Cyberman. While in this form, I had to fight both Yamcha and Tien, starting with Yamcha, unlocking him after the fight. Tien finishes off Cell with a Tri-Beam and I unlock a trophy for finishing the Cell saga. Alright, before we move on to Budokai 3, I have a last couple trophies that I need to do, which is by completing all 3 difficulties in the World Tournament mode. Starting with Novice, the character I picked for this is Vegeta because his kick combo sends opponents flying for an easy win. Needless to say, I'm able to get the win as well as earn Zenny and get a trophy for winning the Novice mode. Using Zenny, I go over to the skill shop where I'm able to unlock the next difficulty being Adept, as well as this is where I'm able to unlock the Vaccine skill. Using the Heart Disease, it drains my health and the opponent's health, but if I use it with the Vaccine skill as well, only my opponent's health will be draining. Going back to the tournament, I'm able to complete the Adept mode, getting the trophy as well as more Zenny and unlocking Hercule. Going back to the skill shop, I buy the Advanced Tournament as well as I'm able to now buy another mode being the Legend of Hercule. This is a mode where I play as Hercule and I have to do other fights. However, I do not have to play this for the Platinum, I just have to buy it and get 1 trophy for buying it. After a couple tries, I'm able to beat the advanced mode of the tournament, unlocking the trophy as well as unlocking the Great Saiyaman. Unlocking the Great Saiyaman gives me the last trophy for unlocking all Earthling related characters in Budokai 1. Now that Budokai 1 is fully done, I move over to Budokai 3, which, fun fact, I've actually never played before, so this is going to be my first time playing Budokai 3. Starting with the story mode called the Dragon Universe, this story is a bit different from the first game, where I have to select from different characters, being Goku and all the other cast, and I only play through fights that they have done throughout the whole story. After selecting Goku, I am put into a free roam area where I have to fly around to this red dot on this map where I fight against Raditz. After fighting Raditz, I get some XP for Goku and he levels up, and by me using those skill points, I'm able to upgrade my stats. After Raditz, then I have to go and fight Nappa, fighting him and then flying over to fight Vegeta after that, and I unlock Vegeta after the first fight. Next is Namek, where I start with fighting Raccoon, beating him and unlocking him after the fight, with Ginyu, where I also unlock him right after. The next fight is with Frieza, where after I defeat him, I unlock the skill Super Saiyan, and then fight Frieza one more time, and unlocking Frieza after that fight. Moving to the Cell Saga, the first thing I do is go over to this house where I unlock the Viral Heart Disease skill. This will be just as useful as it was in Budokai 1, however, it will take me a bit before I can actually use it efficiently. The only fight in the Cell Saga with Goku is against Perfect Cell. Now on to the Buu Saga. The first fight in the Buu Saga is a fight against Majin Vegeta, which isn't that bad. Then moving on to the Majin Buu, I beat him and unlock him as a character. Skipping to the end of the Buu saga, the next fight is against Buhan as Vegeta. Beating him is pretty easy and I unlock Super Buu right after. The next fight is against Super Buu again, this time inside his body. Before going to the next fight, it's important that I save here so I can unlock some characters. For the fight against Kid Buu, in order to unlock Oob, I have to win the fight using an ultimate move as well as winning the minigame. Against Kid Buu, if I don't win the minigame, I don't unlock Oob and then my story ends here. So the best thing to do is in order to save right here before the Kid Buu fight, which I didn't do in fact. Oh yeah, the minigames, right. So during fights, there are minigames that can pop up, being one during a rush attack and another during an ultimate. For me, the AI in this game uses hyper mode, which gives them super armor. And by the way, in this mode, for me, the AI spams rush attacks. This happens a lot, especially against Kid Buu. Failing the ultimate minigame on my first attempt made me have to restart the game, and because I didn't save properly, I got put back at the start of the Buu saga. After making my way back to Kid Buu, I remember the save right beforehand, so if I do fail again, I'm able to just restart and I don't have to go back through all the Kid Buu. After attempt, I'm finally able to beat Kid Buu using an ultimate and winning the minigame, so I unlock Kid Buu as a character and my story continues to where I can unlock Oob. If I lost the minigame, Goku's story would end here and I'd have to do another playthrough. Before going to the red dot to fight Oob, I make sure to fly to this island on the edge of the map where I unlock the Super Saiyan 4 skill. Going to the red dot, I fight Oob, beating him and unlocking him as a character. This is where Goku's story ends and I get a trophy for finishing Goku's universe. Before moving on to the next universe, I go back into Goku's universe to unlock the last characters I'm missing. I'm gonna have to do this for multiple different characters because I have to play their universes multiple times to get all the characters in the game. Before the fight with Raditz, I go to the space pod to unlock Bardock. Moving east, I then go to Grandpa Gohan's house to unlock Kid Goku. Now that I got those two characters, I speedrun to the end of the Buu saga to the fight before Buhan. There are two red dots on the map. I need to go to the one on the left right above it to where I talk to Tien. And then going to the left dot right below where I talked to Supreme Kai. After beating Buhan and Super Buu, if I did everything correctly, the final red dot, instead of being against Kid Buu, is against Z Broly. After defeating him, I unlock him as a character. Going to West City, I talk to Bulma and then go to the tournament where I fight Gotenks as Gogeta. After defeating Gotenks, because I have the Super Saiyan 4 skill from earlier, I'm able to go to Central City and fight Omega Shenron as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. After defeating him, I unlock a character and now I am fully done with Goku's story. Next is Gohan's universe. Starting with Kid Gohan, his story is short with only like 5 battles. The first 4 are in the Saiyan saga, where I start by training, fighting with Piccolo. Then, once the Saiyans arrive, I fight the Cybermen and Nappa. Skipping past the Vegeta fight, I go to the Namek saga where I fight Raccoon, and then third form Frieza. Completing the story after fighting Frieza, I unlock Team Gohan and get a trophy for finishing Kid Gohan's story. Next is Team Gohan. This universe is also very short, with me first training with Piccolo again, then Krillin, then Goku in the Time Chamber. Then the Cell games against Cell and Super Saiyan, then a final fight with Cell again and Super Saiyan 2. Finishing off Cell ends Team Gohan's story, with me unlocking Adult Gohan and another trophy. Lastly, we have Adult Gohan. Before doing anything in Adult Gohan's universe, I go to where I got the Super Saiyan 4 skill from Goku, and instead of getting the Super Saiyan 4 skill, I talk to Videl and get Videl as a character. Going to the first fight, I fight against Goten, unlocking him after the fight. Then I fight Videl and then Deborah, unlocking Deborah after his fight. I then fight Fat Buu, defeat him, then fight against Super Buu, which of course, non-stop spams rush attacks. After defeating Super Buu, the story ends, getting me the Great Saiyaman and unlocking a trophy for getting Kid Goku, Teen Gohan, and Adult Gohan, as well as Goten and Great Saiyaman. And one more trophy for finishing Adult Gohan's story. Going back into Adult Gohan's universe one more time, instead of going to a fight against Videl, instead I go to Kami's Lookout where I fight Piccolo. After this, I go talk to Vegeta in the mountains and then continue the story to after the fight with Deborah, where instead of Buu, I fight Majin Vegeta. After that, I go to the plains and talk to Supreme Kai and unlock him as a character, getting a trophy for unlocking all 3 of the Majin Buu variants, Deborah and Supreme Kai. Next is Vegeta, and his story is just as long as Goku's. However, if I do everything correctly, I only have to play his universe once. Starting in the Saiyan saga, I fight Goku and Gohan, beating them pretty easily and making my way to Namek. Starting with fighting with Raccoon, then first form Frieza, and final form Frieza. At the start of the Cell saga, I make sure I go to Goku's house where I get the vaccine skill, and this is so much easier than getting it in Budokai 1. and they both do the same thing. Now after that, all I need to do is finish off Vegeta's story. So after making my way to the Cell Saga, I fight both androids 17 and 18, second form Cell, and then perfect form Cell. Lastly is the Buu Saga, where I have to fight Goku as Majin Vegeta, and then Buu, where I unlock Kid Trunks after the fight. Now it's just like Goku's story, where I have to fight Buhan as Vegito, Super Buu inside his body, and Kid Buu. I don't have to finish off Kid Buu with an ultimate because I already have Oob, so I just finish off Buu, where then I unlock future Trunks as a character and get a trophy for unlocking all of Vegeta's family as playable characters, and another trophy for finishing Vegeta's story. Since I beat Vegeta's story, I go back into Goku's universe one last time. I go all the way to the Namek Saga, where after my first fight with Frieza, I fly to this red dot on the bottom of the map, where I have to do a what if, where I fight Super Saiyan Vegeta. After that, I go to the center-ish of the map, where the red dot is, where I fight Cooler, unlocking him as a character and getting a trophy for unlocking Cooler, Omega, and Bardock as playable characters. Next is Krillin's universe. This is pretty short, just like Kid Gohan's, because they did the same fights. I fight a Cyberman and Nappa, and then move to the Namek, where I fight Raccoon and Ginyu in Goku's body. And then lastly, a fight with second form Frieza and final form Frieza, getting me Android 18 after completing the universe and a trophy. Going back into Krillin's universe for a second time, I speedrun to the first fight with Frieza, where after that I go to the second red dot on the map to talk to a frog Ginyu. After the second fight with Frieza, the universe then continues to the Cell Saga, where I don't have to do any fights, and I go to the south part plains near the tournament area to find a damaged Android 16. I take in the Bulma, getting him fixed and unlocking him as a character. Now for Piccolo. I have to fight Raditz, Kid Gohan, Cyberman, and a Nappa for the Saiyan Saga, second form and third form Frieza for Namek, and in the Cell Saga, I have to fight Android 20, Cell, Android 17, I unlock Android 17 after defeating him, and then a final fight in Buu Saga against Super Buu in the Time Chamber. After that, I get a trophy for finishing Piccolo's universe. However, I need to go back into his universe one more time. After I play through his universe one more time, I go right to before the Buu Saga, and before fighting Buu in the Time Chamber, I go to the desert area to find Hercule. I take him to Central City, where then I unlock him as a character, getting a trophy for unlocking Hercule, Videl, and Buu. Now that I got everyone's universe done that I have to play multiple of, the last few characters, I just have to beat their story once and don't have to play them multiple times. Starting with Tien, his universe is short because it skips over the whole entire Namek Saga because he was dead the whole time. The first two fights are against a Cyberman and Nappa, and then it skips to Cell Saga where I have to fight a Cell Jr. The final fight is against Bootanks. Finishing this finishes Tien's universe, getting me a trophy. The last three characters are Oob, Yamcha, and Broly. Oob and Yamcha being the shortest universe with only 3 fights. Starting with Yamcha, I have to fight a Cyberman, of course, then Android 19 in a Cell Saga, with unlocking him as a character too. And finally, I fight against Tien at the tournament, which ends Yamcha's universe, getting me a trophy. Next is Oob, and his is also only 3 fights, where I just had to fight Goku at the tournament, Majin Buu, and then Goku again. I get a trophy for finishing his story, as well as unlock another trophy for unlocking Dragon Arena, which I will be doing soon. Next is last but definitely not least, which is Broly's universe. Pretty much, Broly's universe is just the Broly Second Coming movie, with me fighting Videl, Trunks, and Goten, and 2 fights against Gohan. After that, I finish his story, unlocking the trophy. With that, I am finished with all the story in Budokai 3, so now I get to move on to Dragon Arena, where I can get the last few characters to unlock the trophy for all the characters. The Dragon Arena is an area where I can fight different level opponents to level up characters. They can also be used to unlock the last 2 characters that I'm missing. The first character I'm going for is Cyberman. To unlock Cyberman, it is a chance during a fight that someone can break in. This part was a little bit confusing to me because on the guide it says what you need to do, but also it isn't fully stated what you need to do. But thank you to this person on screen in his video. He did a couple of videos going through all the Dragon Ball Z trophies as well, so huge shout out to you. According to his video, what I need to do is play as a character under level 20 and fight someone between level 31 and 35. This works, and after a couple of tries, Nappa breaks in, and I have to fight Nappa, unlocking a Cyberman after that, and then I get a trophy for unlocking Cyberman, Ginyu, Raccoon, and Frieza as characters. The last character is Cell Jr., and for him I need a level 36 character or higher and fight someone between level 66 and 70. For me, I didn't have a character at level 36, so I took Goku and did some other fights to level him up to level 36. After that, I select my level 36 Goku and a level 66 opponent, and then someone breaks in after a couple of tries, being Piccolo. After defeating Piccolo after a couple attempts, I unlock Cell Jr. and get a trophy for unlocking all the androids in the game. Alright, the last couple of trophies are in the tournament mode again. Just like Budokai 1, I need to beat Novice, Adept, and Advanced mode for the trophies. I beat Novice mode pretty easily, getting a trophy, and just like Budokai 1, I need to purchase the next difficulty in the skill shop. However, because the AI in this game is just absolutely amazing, they keep spamming hyper mode and rush attacks, so I keep losing the Adept tournament many times. Eventually though, I get to the finals where I have to fight Piccolo, and with his health being barely visible and mine also being very low, I win the tournament and get the trophy for winning the Adept tournament. And if you thought the Advanced tournament would be any more difficult, you're right, because they keep spamming hyper mode and rush attacks even more apparently in this one. I lost countless times, but on one attempt, I get so fed up that I just use the heart disease and vaccine skill combo, draining my opponent's health, but not mine. This strategy also didn't work, but after one attempt, I get to the finals against Goten, and with me trying to dodge all of his attacks while I wait for his health to drain, he gets low enough to where I finish him off, getting the trophy for winning the Advanced tournament. The last trophy I need is for winning the Cell games. To unlock Cell games, I need to beat all 3 tournament difficulties and then go back to the Dragon Arena. I need to fight a level 51 to 50 opponent with a level 21 character. For this I picked Vegeta because he was level 21, and then the lowest level possible opponent being a 51 Hercule. After a couple tries, Cell breaks in, but because of the level difference, I lose over and over again. This happens a couple of times, and then after 1 to 2 hours, Cell breaks in again, and this time I'm able to beat him, unlocking the Cell games, and then going back to the tournament, I play in the Cell games. However, this time there is no ring outs, so I actually have to fight my opponents. I use the Vital Heart Disease strat, which actually ends up working, and I win the Cell games, getting me the trophy for beating the Cell games, as well as the Platinum trophy. It was amazing being able to play Budokai 1 again after so much time has passed, as well as play Budokai 3 for my very first time. However, there are 2 things that I disliked about this game, being the music. Even though in this video, I've been playing the original Budokai soundtracks in the background while you guys watch, in the actual game, it is completely different because the original composer for the music was caught plagiarizing. Preferably, I would play the original Budokai games over these ones because of the music, and as well as I'm able to play Budokai 2. That's another thing I disliked about this game because it never covered Budokai 2. I would say that Budokai 2 was my favorite Budokai game until Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Budokai 2 was the game I played and loved the most growing up, and I hope one day they would remaster that game so I could play it, but that's not likely, just because of how old it is. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, go down there and drop a like, as well as subscribe and ring that bell while you're down there. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video.